Hi, I'm James Treble. I'm here with Brickworks and welcome to Get the Look. In this series, we're going to be breaking down some popular house styles so that you can get the look and create your own dream home. We're going to be creating some cohesive palettes, including color, finishes, and materials, so that you can create a home that embodies your own personal style. Time to grab the surfboard because today we're heading off to the coast. Now I want you to think less Hamptons and more island resort meets the Australian coastline. There are so many different takes on the Australian coastal style, but the one thing they all have in common is a nice use of natural materials, a very welcoming space that you want to spend time in. Welcome to Get the Look. To help you learn how to create your coastal look, we've developed a beautiful coastal palette here filled with finishes and materials. And we're going to also refer to some great inspirational images of modern coastal homes that are set to inspire you. Now, when I create a home, I start with the facade, and a large proportion of that facade are the walls of the house. In the images that you're looking at, one of the bricks that are used are this one right here, this beautiful smooth-faced finish, the La Paloma range in the colour Miro. It's a very soft off-white. It's such a beautiful brick to touch, but it's a nice warm off-white, almost evoking the colours of Australian sands as you run along the beach. I love the textural use of brick, but for people who want to turn up the textural volume just a little bit, we've got another option for you. This is actually from the metallics range in the colour quartz, but the metallic reflection here is very subtle. It's similar to the surfaces of seashells. I love this because it's almost a slightly weathered finish that's very nice to touch. And some of these homes also include brick walls on the interior of their home. Now, I particularly love this because it's a great energy-saving material as well as a way to add texture in your house. Brick on the outside of your home has great thermal qualities. It protects your home from the harsh elements, from the heat and the cold. And when you use brick on the inside of your house, it does the same thing in reverse. Brick walls internally absorb the heat during winter and let that heat come back out during the night, slashing your heating bills and keeping the home nice and warm and toasty. And in summer, those brick walls stay nice and cool, keeping the inside of your homes cool as well. Both of these bricks work really well, but of course now we need to get the jump off point for our roof to create our scheme. Now, the roof on a house is a large component of your home. And when you're in the coastal area, it's important as well because it has to perform well, dealing with all that Mother Nature throws at it. And the roof tile here has a nice undulating surface, almost like waves. It's the designer profile in the colour linen. Of course, when you want to match the gutter, fascia and downpipes, I instantly look at the roof colour for inspiration. And together, these form a very neutral, nice soft backdrop for the house. To add further details and a little bit of natural element to the home, we look to timber. Adding a timber detail to our facade is easy through the garage door. We can add the horizontal line plus the grain of timber, and the colour palette works with the rest of our scheme. Soft off-white windows work perfectly to complement the scheme, and we can repeat the garage door finish for the front door. Another soft, muted tone, slightly aged by Mother Nature. Together this results in a colour palette that is warm and inviting, and it's very relaxing as the coastal feel should be. Working from this external colour scheme now, we're going to enter into the home. And again, we repeat those finishes as we start to pick each internal element. Timber floors are a very popular inclusion for coastal homes. That nice natural warmth underfoot. They're easy to sweep and maintain. They're great to walk on in summer and winter. And this slightly aged finish picks up the timber tones from the garage and front door, creating a continuous look from the outside through to the inside. I'm a big fan of wool carpet, and natural wool is a great product inside the home. The colour of this is picking up again the colour of the timber, but adding another textural element to the home. Now, walking into the wet areas, the bathrooms have to perform. You're going to be running in and out of the beach, tribes of kids coming in and out. You want a floor that's going to be easy to maintain, but also work with the rest of your scheme. This nice soft, almost shell-inspired finish is picking up a similar finish to one of our brick options. It's a nice soft grey, but a very natural finish. But I do like a punch of colour, and there are spaces to do that in a bathroom. Why not include a feature wall? These beautiful tiles add the dimension and lots of colour. You can flip them one side to make them look like a fan design, or turn them upside down to replicate the scales on a fish. And for your colour palette, soft greens and blues are great with the coastal scheme. Moving into the kitchen, I'm creating that scheme but greying it off a little bit for the colour for the splashback. Almost like waves that are slowly wafting in against the shoreline. It's a great element to play against natural light, again adding a textural element in that splashback of your kitchen. For cabinetry, I look again to the finishes of these worn brushed timber tones, but soft neutral elements are very pleasing in a kitchen. And if you want to get any inspiration, simply go to the beach and pick up some shells or some pebbles, because you're going to have the colour palette right in your own hand. For the bench top, why not go for something a little bit busier, a little bit earthy? A darker tone is going to ground the kitchen, and it's a practical surface for a busy family to come and make their meals as they run off to all of their activities. For your internal styling, where else do you have to look but the coast? Coastal inspired elements, we all love them. Shells and tones from the beach, natural jute, wicker furniture, and of course natural stone. Marble like this little detail could be picked up in basins, in bowls, and in accent details. As you work through your beautifully coastal inspired interior, you're going to walk through to the rear of your home to your alfresco. It's time to get outside and entertain and relax. You want a flooring that's going to perform well, and we've got a couple of options for you here. This particular option here is one that I love. It's got a very soft palette. It's almost like the shells have been pushed into the sand as you're walking along the beach. It works really well with our colour scheme, but if you like to turn the design volume up just a little bit, you can go for something with a busier profile. Again, almost like little bits of pebble and aggregate have been pushed into the surface. All of the finishes here are neutral, easy to maintain, and slightly weathered and textured. And they add a beautiful element that you just want to touch. But when we're outside in our alfrescos, we want to enjoy that space as long as we can. And a great way to do that whilst also creating privacy are breeze blocks. Breeze blocks allow us to let the air flow through whilst giving us a little bit of privacy. A great way to create screening, perhaps separating the outdoor area from that amazing pool. And as the sun starts to drop, particularly to the west, they're going to filter that strong sun, allowing us to enjoy the great outdoors for longer. As you can see from our inspirational images, there are a range of breeze block designs to choose from. You can see the circular design there, which works beautifully well, creating that nautical feel. We've got flower and many more to choose from. And another great way to add the coastal feel through your finishes is with these gorgeous glass bricks. You almost want to dive in and have a swim in this brick. It is so beautiful. The colour is aquamarine, and it's from the Venetian range. And you can see those colours instantly creating that coastal feel. They're great as a feature wall inside the house or as additional screening near the front door. But both of these elements allow you to add another dimension to your finishes. What do you think about our coastal scheme? It's cool, it's relaxing, just the way that coastal lifestyle should be. To find out all of the details that we've used here in our mood board, you can jump online at brickworks.com.au. Thanks so much for joining us, and I hope you love the coastal style.